the main idea is that I was overwhelmed about the changes, namely with the AI. I think that I will be much more efficient, and I will be able, that is my concern, to deliver a better service to my clients.
Hey there, future real estate legends. This is Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach and the president and CEO, the Legends International team brokered by EXP Realty. I just wanted to thank you for being here and welcome you to another episode of the Lit Real Estate Show, where we interview our equity partners at EXP Realty in the USA and from all around the globe. Now I just ask you to please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and hitting that bell icon so you never miss another Lit show or any other future videos that I have then launch here on this channel. It also helps the show grow so we can get even more successful EXP Realty agents on to help you. Now, at the same time, if you're a subscriber, you'll get access to new shows before anyone in the world does. If you would, subscribe right now. Thanks so much. All right, so let me introduce today's guest. Rudolfo Canto Moniz from Porto, Portugal, is a seasoned real estate professional based in Porto with over 22 years of experience spanning operations, sales, and real estate leadership. He began his career in production planning and supply chain roles with major firms like Lactogal and Munes before transitioning into real estate with ERA and later Century 21. Where he served as both broker, owner, and franchisee for over 8 years. After several years of running his own independent real estate consultancy, Rudolfo is now excited to join EXP Realty, where he brings his extensive expertise and client-first mindset to a global tech-driven platform. His mission remains clear: to deliver trustworthy, strategic guidance to buyers and sellers while contributing to the collaborative culture that defines EXP's international community. With that said, hey, Rudolfo, welcome to the
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Oh, the man. Woo.
Hello, everyone. Do you want me to speak, Jason?
Yeah. So,
but I don't need to speak. You said it all.
Well, let's do this, Rudolfo. Let's get in the good old time machine, the DeLorean, right? And
yeah.
Let's set the clock back 22 years and talk about how you went from supply chain management into real estate.
It was a friend that spoke with me about ERA that was opening in Portugal those days. So I started to my work. My function was to help the brokers to develop the business. I worked for the Portuguese master. So I worked that way for, I think, 6 years. Then I started my Century 21 agency in Porto as well, and that was in 12-13.
Okay.
I then became partner of other two Century 21 agencies. And in 2019, I sold the business because I was a bit fed up of having to put up with agents.
The managing of all of those agents.
Yes.
How many total were there at one point?
I had 22, I think, in my agency, my own agency. I was partner of the other two, but I was not there. I was in my own.
Okay.
So I sold my business and I started working alone in Century 21. Some 3 years later, I came to KW for 2 years, okay, and then I started working for my own 2.5 years ago. And now with Miguel always speaking about EXP. I finally decided to came into EXP, and I was a bit I don't know how to say it. It was not very confident.
Skeptical,
yes,
right?
But not about EXP. I was working alone and I was okay. But the fact is that in past 2 years, and mainly in EXP, I think there is a leap in namely artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So I now I know that I was becoming late. I was being how do I say it?
Being passed
The market.
up,
Yes, that is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
word.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad to be in EXP. I think that the realty agencies that I know, this is by far the one that is in front of the time. So I'm very happy. I'm very glad to be here. So, and I'm just starting because there are a lot of things that are new, and I don't know if you know, but in Portugal we the CRM has changed,
Right.
and so there is a lot of things to keep up. So, but I'm going there.
Well, Rodolfo, one of the things since I've gotten to know you is that you're a guy who you're just a step-by-step guy, right? It's let's do step A, then step B, then step C, right? And I've really admired that even though I've given you a lot of information, as we've gone through and started working
Too much information at the time.
but you've done a really good job of managing that, right?
I'm trying.
I believe, right? And I believe that when I was talking to you with Miguel and we were discussing, should I co-sponsor you, etc. And you also have a network marketing background, right? So that I think aligned up a lot with why it made sense that Miguel would co-sponsor you. We would co-sponsor you, right?
Yeah.
So if we look at the landscape in real estate, and you said AI, has really moved in a lot over the last years, but especially I think the last 6 months. And even just the last month, so much is just happening so fast.
So fast, yeah.
Yeah. And if we're not implementing these things into the business, we're going to be left behind.
Yes.
And I agree, just like Leo and Seth were saying when we were in Barcelona this last week, that agents aren't going to be replaced at this point, that it's the agent who's using AI, right?
Yes.
Will have such a huge advantage, right?
I agree with that, yes.
And I think when I got to understand your business, Rudolfo, and how you work it and how you have a really nice database and you just go through there and you work your database, and now you're learning how to use AI to help you do that. I mean, Rudolfo, you have this wonderful newsletter you send out all the time. And that was so cool to see you understand how we could use AI to write that newsletter. Right?
And to be much more productive.
Right.
Much more.
Yeah. And I have to tell you that I know some things that are coming in the next 6 months, right, that are going to help us take another leap forward in EXP and regards to AI, right? So those of you who are implementing it into your business today, you're going to be ready to take advantage of those systems and tools and technology.
They're coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's really interesting, Rudolfo, and I think with you is you are already a guy who is using CRMs and technology to stay in front and automate some of that.
Yes.
And I think that if we look at the U.S. market, the U.S. agents compared to European and then specifically Portuguese agents, I think the U.S. agents from a marketing perspective and technology are way ahead, right?
Way ahead. Yeah.
Way ahead. And I think that those like you who are starting to implement these things into your business, you're going to start to grab more market share, right, from your competitors, because
that is why I'm here.
Exactly, right? And so I think that's another big part of this. So, Rudolfo, talk a little bit about, I take being a sponsor and a co-sponsor extremely seriously, right?
Yes, of course.
And so one of the things I said to you was, if I'm going to co-sponsor you, you've got to answer your 25 questions, right? So we got to start working on this. So talk a little bit about so far your experience at EXP. I know that you've only been in just a handful of weeks, right? Yep. And you've probably are still drinking from the fire hose.
Yes, I am.
But what has that experience been like so far?
The main idea is that I was overwhelmed about the changes, namely with the AI. I think that I will be much more efficient, and I will be able, that is my concern, to deliver a better service to my clients. And on the other hand, it will be easier for me to get new leads. okay, because of the automation, and I think I will be more focused on getting the leads that I want. That is the main things that I previously to come to EXP. I was shooting at every way. Now I'm trying to be much more focused.
Yeah, instead of shooting with a shotgun, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you were doing before.
I'm a sniper.
Now,
I'm
yeah,
a sniper. Yeah.
Now you're a sniper, right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's also a big difference, right? Is
Yes.
understanding how to line up your marketing so it's also efficient, right? Because if you're spending money on advertising and marketing, and you don't have a very focused plan, you're going to spend a lot of money if you're just spraying.
Yes,
right?
That is correct.
So, with your network marketing background and understanding EXP now and expanding, talk a little bit about what you think the opportunity is there, and Porto, Portugal, around the world. What do you think EXP is going to have this opportunity to become the biggest real estate company ever?
I believe it will, but I think that for me, I speak in my case, I have to keep up because I am not comfortable yet to spread the word. Let's say this way. So I think that I have to be better prepared to show everyone that EXP is the place to be. I believe it, but I am not yet able to show it.
Right.
Okay? So this is my challenge now, because I believe that this is the place to be. No doubts about it.
Awesome. That's it. That's another saying. EXP is the place to be. I love that. Marty would be like all over that. He's like, yeah, I like it how it rhymes. And I think that that's the biggest thing, is that once you're inside and you see and you start to understand everything, then you realize there is no other place, right? And once you start to understand, Rudolfo, and we talked about this, I think, in one of our first calls about the global referral platform.
Yes.
And how you can find your colleagues from around the world.
The world, yes.
But you will, and as you go to live events, you will start to understand it. We are the most collaborative real estate company that has ever existed.
I think that there is no doubt about that. And I explained to everyone that I speak about EXP, namely clients. We have one broker, not a lot of brokers on the chain. If I wanted to speak with a colleague in the US, I would have to speak with my broker, then the master in Portugal, then the Portuguese master would have to speak with the American master, and then the broker. So the information would die. Yeah. In this way, I can speak with a colleague right away. So
not only that, direct. But then you can connect all the agreements digitally, right? Yes, and get paid when it closes, right?
I know no other real estate agent that has this ease to work.
Yeah, and coming very soon, you will not only have the global referral platform, but you will be able to see every single property that is listed.
That is great.
Company.
That is great.
So we are very, very close to that. I'm super excited, and there's even more stuff coming. So,
that's great.
Rudolfo, with our time here today, is there maybe one last piece of advice that maybe you could give to somebody who's maybe here live today or watching the recording, and maybe they're thinking about, should they join EXP? What would be the piece of advice that you would give them?
I choose the sponsor very well. Okay, this is one thing, but we need help to understand all the way the EXP works, and don't go fast. Come in fast, because things are happening very fast.
Yep. Don't delay. Right.
Don't delay. That is correct.
Awesome. Well, Rudolfo, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Taking the time to be here and do this interview today. I know you're in between actually client visits, right? So
yes, I am.
You're out there making it happen already, and looking forward to maybe interviewing you again in the future soon.
Okay, anytime.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, I hope you found value in today's legendary interview with our special guest. If you'd like to see more interviews just like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to learn more about today's guest, I placed all their contact information in the description below. Who knows, maybe they are the mentor you've been looking for. And if you're looking to make a change who you are partnered with in real estate, feel free to book a no-pressure private Zoom call with me. During this private call, I'll share with you how we help real estate agents leverage their language skills and cultural connections to close more transactions both locally and internationally using cutting-edge lead generation technology and marketing techniques. If you want to find yourself in a different situation in 90 days or in a year from now, it's important to find the right partners that can mentor you, have the right strategies, and are willing to give you the roadmap without asking for an additional cut of your commission. With the unique EXP Realty model, it's a collaboration, not competition mentality. The numbers don't lie either. So if you're curious, reach out and set up an appointment. I look forward to meeting you. Feel free to check out the other videos I have here on the channel about EXP Realty too, in case you're just curious. Otherwise, drop your questions or suggestions for upcoming guests in the comments below. Once again, I'm Jason T. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach with the Legends International team brokered by EXP Realty. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.